Hello and welcome to episode 17 of my Let's Play Banished. Now, this is going to be my third recording of the day. The last two didn't work. First one, the wrong settings were done, so it was all jaggy and horrible when you move. The second one, I forgot that I had my microphone on push to talk when I was playing some DayZ the other day. So I did a whole episode and it was nonsense. Because you couldn't hear me. Nightmare. In the last episode, which you didn't see, we had a massive problem with tools. We got to a point where we had about 60 people without tools. So to combat that, we basically built two new blacksmiths, one there and one over here. Hopefully just to provide a bit more tools to this area, and again one just because there's a lot of stuff here. So that was done. We also had a massive problem with the amount of food that was not getting harvested at the end of the winter. So it comes to the end of the winter, we were just losing so much food. It just wasn't doing well. So we've got most of our farms, and we have managed to delete them and split them. Each farm had about 10 people working on it, it seemed, because I just wasn't getting enough food coming in. So I thought, oh, I'll give more people. It turned out that didn't really work. It seems like each farm has about 2 people, 3 people working on it at one time. Soon as they would then stop, the other people would be too far away doing their own thing. So it just, nothing was happening. I have deleted them and split them and put a nice amount of people on each one. So you see, this one's got 5, that one's got 5, that's got 6. Hopefully that will sort out the amount of food that we produce and the amount of food that we waste. We built a couple more houses here. We've built a butcher's and a new fruit stand there. Not a fruit stand, a meat shop and a fruit stand. Oh, so slow. Yeah, dismissed, don't want anything from you. We have here a smokehouse. So we are now producing barrels. We've got 2 coopers producing barrels. I can't remember where they are. There's one. The other one's there, hidden away. So they're producing barrels. They're producing more barrels than we'll need. We now have a little bit of a problem with what to actually produce, because we just don't seem to be having much meat in store. We've got mutton, okay, but we haven't really got anything else. What we started to do in the back end of the previous episode, which is we're not going to see, is we need to build a chain of delivery services. So we're going to build a few of these distribution barns, and hopefully be able to get the food and get the fruit and everything coming into these middle barns. That's the plan. So basically we've got enough labourers to be able to cover it, and the idea is basically change every barn that we have into a distribution barn. That way they will then be moving stuff up. It will keep our people free to be able to, I mean, we've got 14 people working here. It's just not working. We're just not collecting the stuff in. I had an issue as well where we had loads of furniture, but it was spread out across the entire town, and no one was using it. And I wanted to trade it. I wanted to trade our furniture for food, and we had about 300 or 400 furniture sitting in storage that was not coming to the trade centre, to the food supplier. What we found with the problem was I was trading feathers. Now the problem with feathers is no one wants feathers. So they don't get moved, so they stay up in these barns, like up here. See, there's tons of feathers here. So they were going all the way here, going all the way there, pick up a feather all the way back, and then they would dump it here. Then they'd go home, get something to eat. So I was getting lots of feathers, but I wasn't getting anything else. So we changed that. Got rid of the feathers. They weren't worth much anyway. We've got furniture and we've got pipe tobacco. They're going to be our main trades that we are trading. I think the furniture we might use a little bit. I don't know if the houses use furniture. They don't seem to. Oh, Okay, but why have you got wheat in there? That's bizarre. You can't use wheat. Anyway, the I've completely lost track of what I was saying. Oh yeah, so the feathers, they've gone. They're not getting traded anymore. We're going to have a huge backlog of feathers. I might actually just use them for some sort of clothes. I think we can. I think this feather. Oh no, leather. That says reeds and feathers, survival coats. We don't really want that. Cloth and feathers. Okay, that's an interesting one. I don't have cloth, but I might look about trading some. Actually, I have got flax. Where's the weaver? Let me just check something. Go off on a tangent. The weaver's here somewhere. It's the big tall building. That tall building, right? Can you make? You can make linen out of flax. Okay. Linen out of flax. That's interesting. Anyway, so yeah, we built a second curing barn to get that tobacco levels up. These are going to be going soon. We won't be using them for very long. I think we might need to build another windmill, because we've just got, if we have a quick look, we've got so much wheat. And we've got so much flour as well, to be honest. We've got so much flour. We've got 7,000 flour. But we've also got a lot of wheat. We've got 1,900. So I don't know if we... Actually, on them kind of basis, we don't need to build another windmill. So we'll leave that. Still going very, very slow. Not much I can do about that. Oh, also, yeah, we've got the sugar house. So we're now producing sugar. In a bit, I'm going to kick up the glass production, and I'm going to build a... I don't know what they call them. Glass jar maker. Preservatives. A preserver. We'll put our plums and stuff like that into there. Our butchers are now here as well. I found we had a problem with our butchers being here. They just weren't getting... They were travelling too far to get some meat, so I've put them right next to here. Right next to this trader. They're not getting much food, to be honest, but not much we can do about that. Trading boat has arrived. Trading all kinds of stuff. Oh, do you have cotton? Did I see cotton? No, carrot. Oh no, it's not in alphabetical order. You don't have cotton anyway. So yeah. So this episode we wanted to... I can't remember. Oh, it was basically to make sure that our food production was fine. With this new layout, with the small fields, hopefully we can produce and collect enough of the crops before winter comes, basically. So in summer, looks like we're doing alright. So on 33%. I don't see anyone working it, and it's now ready to harvest, which is a bit weird. I don't know if it's broken. Yeah, there's no one actually working this, which is a bit strange. And it's still on 33%. That is a bit weird. See, they're still working it and it's going up, but no one's here. The 6 workers that work here aren't here. And it's not going up. 46, 37, 44. There we go, we've got a worker there now. So it is going up. Tell you what, we're going to pin this one. Just to make sure we can keep an eye on if this field gets worked. That's a bit weird. My basic plan is basically to move this wood production, the forester, down a bit. This, I think, is the end of the map. Yeah, so there's the end of the map. So I think we'll do a couple of foresters on the edge of the map. And then I think this is going to be fields again. I think this town is going to be a farming town. Unfortunately, it's just a bit too clean looking. I wanted it to look a bit more kind of rural and rustic, and it's not really doing its job too well. But I don't think I really want to start deleting entire fields just to mess around with how it looks. Our orchards are producing quite nicely. We've got apricots. I think the apricots is what we're going to be preserving. No one wants a pickled cucumber. Now our wood production is low. I assume probably because we're building a lot more furniture, and we've got a few things that are like we've got the coopers. Let's sort out those coopers. Let's just we'll switch you off for now. The materials are not required, so you need logs. So yeah, that's why. Crafted limit is 1,000. Let's put it down to 500. That's going to include any furniture as well, isn't it? It's one thing I don't really, that kind of annoys me, is where everything, you can't specify what you want. So, you know, furniture and barrels is under the crafted, crafted goods. But you might want, 100 barrels and 5,000 furniture. You can't separate them, so it's a little bit annoying. Not the end of the world, but yeah. We will increase the amount of foresters, since that we're not producing enough logs. We'll see how that goes on. And I believe there's one down here somewhere. There he is. So he's got 4 there. He's got 3 there. Foresters. Make sure I've got the max amount of them. Oh, gone past it. 24. Yeah. Okay. Oh, also, we've got a. Oh, it's almost been built. Okay, so the amount of domesticated animals we do not need anymore. So we built this a few seasons back. The milking barn. It needed 12 animals. This building has been building our animals, our domesticated animals, for a couple of seasons. Finally finished, and there we go, done. So we need someone to build that. Our food trader has come in. Now if you look, our food has gone down, but we're in the late summer. We're going to be collecting our food in soon. So it's not the end of the world, but we have got a nice amount of... In fact, that's not too much. It's not really a massive amount. I'd preferred more tobacco, so I don't know if I want to build a few more curing barns. It's something I might look into. I don't know what charky is, but we'll get 500 of them. They sound tasty. We'll get 500 squash. We'll get 500 mussels. And we'll get 216 broccolis. That will make a very, very nice dinner. Charky, mussels, and whatever the hell else I bought. This is saying we haven't actually got enough wheat, which is weird. Have we run out of wheat? We have. We've actually run out of wheat. That is interesting. That is very interesting. So our yield of wheat is just not happening. Even the rest of them aren't doing too well. I wonder if it's because it's the first season. I wonder if it takes a couple of seasons to really, get to the top end of the yield. Who knows? So these are almost done. So you got 4 people working at your store, and you are vendors. That'll do. You are producing food for a lot of people, so we'll give you a priority to get some food in. We'll also build. Okay, they're still getting built. So we'll build second stories on these houses, just to get them out the way. And we'll continue with the game. Now, do I want to double down on the amount of meat I am making? I've got enough bread, I've got enough wheat, Well, I will have. I will have plenty of wheat. Oh, look at this. There we go. So for some reason our crop field now has just decided to shoot right up. We've actually got people working on it. Ah, here we go. So it looks like late summer is where it really blooms. Okay, that's good. That's really good. I'm happy with that then. So late summer, as long as late summer doesn't have like an early autumn, I think we should be fine with the amount of wheat that we collect. And I really do believe that we've got enough people working on these farms to be able to collect everything that we need. What's going on here? Potatoes. Potatoes have already been harvested, I guess. They've probably got a strange harvest. Here's the sugar. Again, they're all quite low, but I guess they come in at the last little bit. So as you can see, these are all like 95s, 93, 94. This is still quite low. So I guess that was because we just didn't plant as much when we needed to, which was a bit weird. But here comes the harvest, early autumn. They're starting to cut all the wheat down, which is nice. Oh, I'm losing my voice. La 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 la. There we go. So what is up with you? Why are you... You have run out of stuff. You have run out of... What have you run out of? You've run out of logs, haven't you? Yeah, you've run out of logs. Okay, so looks like this season, I think our food, even though this is going up a little bit, our wheat, I think we're going to have enough wheat to make. I think we really need to just really double down on the amount of bread we're making, because we're making a lot of bread, but we've still got a lot of flour. So what's our flour situation? So we've got almost 7,000. So I think I'm going to build maybe 2 more bakeries. Yeah, I think I'm going to make 2 bakeries. If I can find it. Is it in here? Right, there's a bakery. Do you have a red ketchup bakery? Makes breads, cakes and pies. Let's have a look. So let's throw in a red ketchup one. Just to change it up a little bit. Let's put you there, right in the corner, it'll look nice. So our crops are coming in, food is coming up. What kind of things are we doing here? So we're getting, wow, last season we really pumped all that out. And a lot of beef. So these kind of pastures are really useful. We're getting quite a nice amount of beef. So if we just compare, we can get rid of that now. We don't need to worry about that. If we compare our standard pastures, just put them 2 up there. So even they had a large amount of beef, which is a bit weird, isn't it? They've got smaller amounts. They got 27. They got 45, and we've got the same amount of beef. Oh no! I guess the amount of milk we've made is the same, but the amount of beef that's produced, because they're dead animals, so the life cycle is the same. Okay, that makes sense. I guess, maybe, I don't know. So which one is it? Is this one of our beef? Okay, so this one's still growing, isn't it? this one is still growing. So this season is the season where it stopped growing. We've stopped slaughtering the animals once we get to the max amount, and it is producing beef. So we'll keep an eye on that one. On mutton, right, we can't complain with that. That's a absolute huge amount of mutton, so that's fine. The amount of pigs we're making is again huge. It's bizarre that last season we made 3,000. We're like less than halfway in, or we're past halfway, and yeah, we're like, I wonder if we're going to make the same amount or less. It's a bit weird. And chickens, God, we've got so many chickens. Look how many eggs we're making. 1,400 eggs. Not a massive amount of chicken, but we're making feathers and bone meal, okay? Which is, who knows what bone meal is. Our farms down here, they look okay. Cucumbers, lots of walnuts, some oats. More cucumbers. You can shake a stick at. How many cucumbers do we own? Unbelievably, we've got no cucumbers in storage. That is incredible. Okay, so yeah, we'll just keep it. We'll get rid of that one, but we'll keep an eye on these two. Because if this pasture with the beef, if this makes less amounts of beef than the normal standard milking cows, the Frisian cows, whatever they're called, if that makes less or the same amount of beef, we will get rid of them cows. We'll just, I don't know how, we'll just get rid of them. And we will split the milking cows and put them in there as well, because I assume this is going to make more beef. It has to. There's no reason why it shouldn't. You just turned up. You are selling sheep. You're showing flax. A lot of crap. Plum seeds. Whatever that stuff is. Surströmming. I don't know what that is. That is bizarre. And seaweed. No, we don't want any of your crap. And we haven't got anything to trade anyway, so it's fine. So yeah, it'd be quite interesting if see, we're making a lot of beef. We're making so much beef. Where is our beef butcher? Cow butcher, there he is. So he's actually waiting for beef. That was right. At the start of the episode, I mentioned that we were going to be building a trade distribution centre. I actually got rid of a barn up here, and I forgot to replace it, and that's probably going to mess the entire ecosystem up. So who knows where they've been putting their beef. Right, okay, so what we're going to do as well at the same time as putting that one down, we're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of that. What is this? So that is a little lean-to that I've popped in there, but that is going to go. You're going to go. You're going to go. So there's a theme brewing. And it's basically, are you a edibles lean-to? You are. You're going to go. See, at the time I built a lot of these lean-tos just as little small, you know, out of the way places where we could put some storage, make it, you know, hide the amount of things we've got. And now it's not working, so we have to get rid of them. I think I might put a, so we've got one there. I'll put one there. No, I'll put one here. I'll put one here where they have been, which is fine, and one up there. They'll travel to there. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to replace everything that we've already got. And I'll also put one here. Because I don't know if that's not too far to travel. So this will be our main distribution centre. And at least this will be a way to get the food into the town a lot quicker if we've got people actually travelling it. I think that's probably going to be the best thing we can do at this moment. Our workers are now furiously trying to find places to put all the items, which will mean, in fact, the one place that they'll probably go, the nearest place, is here. So this is probably going to shoot up. We could probably do with getting rid of some things as well, like, you know, there's so much flour here. Flour doesn't need to be here. Unfortunately, we can't. There's no way we can, like, limit what we have in here, which is a bit of an annoying thing, but it is what it is. Our amount of logs is low, so another farmer just turned up. No, we don't want any of you. Yeah, so our amount of logs is low, so let's actually just go and help just top the amount of logs we have by doing that. And you know what, we've got some trees just sitting around. Nope, no trees there. Okay, hopefully that will sort that out. Now, what is your problem? So yeah, you've run out of logs. How many logs are you producing? You are producing. So you got an extra person this year as well. So that's why you've got more logs. Oh, I've got such an itchy nose. So you've got more logs. Your extra person brought you more logs in. Do we need to build another logging camp? You look like you're about to hit the right amounts that you already hit. So I think for you, you're not really producing that many logs though, are you? I mean, this is on 360 and you're on... Oh, you're on... Well, at the moment you're on 192. So is it because there's so many houses around? It could be. In fact, your hunting cabins, I've not really looked at this. So you're getting duck and venison. Okay, that's fine. 1,000... So yeah, just say 1,000 food. Is it worth just getting rid of you and having... I think it might be. I think it might be. Gatherer's hut. You are producing, say what 2, say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're producing about 1,000 food a year as well, which for 2 people isn't too bad. But look at our food at the moment. It's 35,000. It's absolutely shot up. We can get rid of you. Yep, I think we can get rid of you. And we can get rid of the venison as well. We are producing leather from other places, so that's fine. So let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. Oh, I really should have just... That was a mistake. So gatherers, there's no more gatherers, and hunters. Hunter. There we go, that's sorted. We've still got a lot of houses on the patch as well. And they are farmers, so that's quite interesting. So if we get rid of those farmers, where will they work? Another boat comes in, it's food. I don't think we need it, so we're just gonna... Oh, they got cream, and they got cheese as well. Do they have milk? They have butter. Okay. Let us trade some butter. So 1596, so let's say 986. Must trade an additional 16. 986, 978. There we go. So 978 butter comes in. We're then going to change this from hard track to just bread. Both of them. Hard tack. Whatever it's called, I don't know. How long has this episode been on for now? I think it's just coming up to 30 minutes, so it's a good time for me to stop. Hopefully everything is sorted. We'll see how this gets next season. Now that we're actually at the max, it'll be interesting to see how we get on. It looks like it probably will produce more beef than the pasture, but it depends how much. If it's, say, if it's like, if it's twice the amount of beef that we produce, then we'll keep it. If it's roughly, say, if it's like a third more, or like a half more, there's 1,500 beef. I think we'll get rid of it, and we'll sort out. We'll get the milk, because we really want milk production. Milk production is going to be so important to to continuing on with our cheese and our egg, our dairy production, basically. So let's just see what we're doing with milk. So we have got milk sitting there, and we are producing cheese, cream and butter. Now it would be nice to have a backlog of that. So how are we doing on cheese? Cheese, bread, cheese. So we've got no cheese. Butter, we do have some in stock, but it doesn't seem to be here. There it is, 501, which we have traded quite a lot of butter. And cream, no cream. So everything that we're making through this is going straight away. So there is no backlog. We do not have a backlog of any dairy foods. This has been built recently as well, so it'll be interesting to see how much milk that produces. So we do have a nice backlog of milk, which is nice. So we might need in the next episode to just build another dairy farm somewhere. And we'll go on from there. Thanks for stopping by. This episode's not been the greatest of episodes, but it's been a couple of days since I've been back at it, so it's trying to get used to everything, and a couple of new ideas that have sprung into mind, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's nice to get stuff sorted, and build foundations of where you want to go from there on in. So next episode, I think we're going to really concentrate on our dairy produce, and see how we get on with that. Thanks for stopping by. Leave a comment if you watched the episode, which I highly doubt you have. Give it a like. It is useful, I think. Maybe. Apparently it might be. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Say hello. Goodbye. Goodbye!